Oh. Gamers. Gamers, how we doing? How's everything? How we doing? Hello. Let me find you. Let me locate you, chat. Are we Gucci? Yeah, I see myself. Okay, good. And then we're good. Excellent. I have my contacts in, chat. So I can see you and you can see. You could say this is a face reveal, I suppose. My contacts, if you weren't here, I think we talked about it a couple streams ago. There are no contacts on Earth that work for my eyeballs perfectly. These are like the strongest prescription I could get. And even then, there's like this eye's still a little bit blurry. So I might completely miss every single thing you guys type. And also, I'm going to be messing in Blender, which has notoriously tiny UIs. So this is going to be a hell of a stream. But I need to use my contacts because I've got my VR headset right here. I was doing some stuff into things, and we've got some stuff into things to do in Blender involving a little bit of VR shenanigans. Am I blurry or is that just my eyesight? I think we're good, right? Yeah, okay. How you all doing, chat? It's been like 10 days. I didn't stream since like last Monday, I think. Man, my God, chat. Good Lord, I hope you're all doing great. How's it going? Hot Dad? Really, the 6-7 dance? Okay, chat, I'm gonna be real. I don't even know what 6-7 is. What is it? Is it a dance? Is it? I just know the youth say 6-7, and I figured we got 2 more weeks until I turn 30, so I might as well get all the brain rot out of my system until before I'm legally an old man. It is a dance. I weep for you. Nemo, you weren't supposed to be able to make it to stream today. How dare you? Mods ban Nemo. You should be working. What happened to you? You do know how to scale Blender UI, right? I do, but I might scale it just a little bit for this stream. Listen, also my hair, I had a shower, so my hair is still a bit wet, so it's drying, so I don't have the hat on, but the hat is right there, okay? So you get a hair reveal and a face reveal. Explain the numbers, Mason. The numbers. That's how I feel like every 2 weeks whenever I hear you Zoomers and Gen Alpha invent a new number meme. I just think of that one Black Ops meme. The numbers, Mason, what do they mean? Explain our 67 funk. Is 67 a funk thing? Remember Friday traffic? I know. So chat. Oh my God. Okay, there we go. God, everything's all wonky today. Sheesh. All right, we're good. Don't worry, babe. Don't worry. I got it. Don't worry. Don't you worry. When is the next short after 27 years? Funny you should mention that. Because today, I forgot to put this in the title, but I do have a couple announcements, chat. A couple little announcements. The first amongst them, no short scheduled, absolutely none whatsoever. Just kidding, actually. Oh, I'm worrying, babe. Chat needs to see control middle click in Blender because it's cool as hell and I wish more programs had it. What's control middle click? What's that do? Also, Blender, come on, really? This is the first time I've loaded you up today. Or actually, I guess I loaded you up earlier, but there we go. Control middle click. Oh, yeah, it's this. Wait, what's control? Wait, hold on. What does control middle click do? What am I doing right now? I'm just like zooming around a little bit. Also, why do I have 0 frame rates on Blender? What is happening right now? Is it loading every asset I have under the sun? Hello? Blender, it is the default cube. Okay. Buttery smooth frame rates. There we go. Control middle click. It seems like it just moves you around a bunch, but you could just do number pad 0 or whatever it is, and you snap to your target, and then you could orbit it with regular middle click, right? Am I crazy? Control middle click. Oh, on UI. Oh. Control middle click and drag on UI. It's doing nothing. I'm doing that. What do you mean this? Because I already have hotkeys for that. Why is it not doing it? I don't know what you're talking about. Huh? Make 173 to a 67 status. Okay, here's the thing. If the 67 dance is in Blender, I can... sorry, not Blender. If it's in Fortnite, I can port it into Blender. I have a tool called Fortnite Porting, which lets me port every emote, every model, every item, every character from Fortnite into Blender. And so if that is a thing, I could do it. And then also I could use AutoRig Pro remapping to remap the animation from just any Fortnite character onto 173. They're late. You're late. They're moving on to 41. Is that the new meme? What the hell is 41? We like Fortnite. Yeah, bro's bald. Is that the first thing you've said in this chat, car specialist? Oh, no, it's not. No, you said, I thought it was 342, like the god or something. And then you said, yeah, bro's bald. And then you just said Fortnite. Man, maybe my haters are right. Hold on a second. Also, I have so many wires on my desk here because I've got, oh my god, I don't even want to talk about things. What is this? It should be doing this. It's probably just different in settings. Oh, maybe. Let's see what this does. Oh my god. Wow. That's wicked. Oh, you know what I was doing? I was holding Alt, I think. I was. I'm sorry. Sorry, Nemo. I was holding Alt and middle click. I'm a fucking moron. I'm sorry. Listen. There's just no excuse for it. I'm actually fucking stupid. And then does it do it? Oh, it zooms in there. That's nice. Okay. Hey, look at that. And it does it per menu. That's actually really good because this menu is usually really small for no reason. It doesn't do it for this. That's annoying. Show chat your cards. Oh, chat, we got Magic the Gathering cards. Do you want to see them? Fun fact, in SCP Containment Breach, if you listen to Labubu Funk while playing CB, you spawn Mason67 and Adrian, who explains our friend group. Who's Mason and Adrian? Is Mason the Black Ops guy? Put your hat on. Okay, it can't be that bad, chat. I have been growing my hair out for a year. It can't be that bad. Hold on, I'm gonna leave for like 10 minutes. Okay, thank you, car specialist. I appreciate it. Mason said the 67 meme. You guys are fucking explaining this to me like what the fuck does that mean, Pizza Pocket? What does that sentence mean? Wyatt, save yourself and don't listen to the brain rot. Well, I need you guys so I could... You are my interface to brain rot culture. I want you guys to know that. Adrian explains our friend group. It's a dumb meme. Do you guys... Real talk. Do you guys, like... Are you guys happy with the current state of your cultural existence? Or do you kind of feel like maybe... Like, I feel like everyone kind of agrees brain rot is atrocious. And everyone with tremendous fervor wants something a bit better. But we're kind of stuck. No? We are Ohio. Adrian, explain our friend group. Adrian, explain our friend group. We're suffering. Okay. Okay, so it's a yes and a no. I see how it is. Ayo, Phantom on that beat. Okay. Okay. Yeah, no, you're so right, Chad. You're so right. Sorry, I couldn't afford crying and praying hands emoji. Are you planning to get a barbershop cut that costs $0.25? Is that another brain rot thing? You know what? Hey, you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna flip the tables on you guys. You guys are gonna reference brain rot that I don't understand. I'm gonna reference. Oh my God, what is my hair doing? I mean, maybe you guys are onto something. Jesus. Oh, it's not that bad. If you guys are gonna explain brain rot that I don't know, I'm gonna explain fucking poetry and historical memes you guys don't get. I don't know any right now because I'm not well versed in either of those. But when I figure things out, MTG stream when? Chat, do you guys want to have an MTG stream with Hot Dad? Steven here. Metro Boomin' make it boom. Brain rot is terrible. And the only things that can rescue us is SCP Factorio and Satisfactory. Andromeda, I know I know the demographic you are. I know the one specific type of person you are, and I'm for it. Coffee spelt backwards is EFOC, which is funny because until I've had my morning coffee, I don't give EFOC about anything. You know, I got this really cool book. Came in the mail yesterday, 9/11, kind of bad timing, but you know. It's called Poor Richard's Almanac. It's from Benjamin Franklin. You guys know him. He helped, you guys heard of America? He was like pretty big on that. This is widely regarded as one of the better books. Do you guys, and it's like pretty, I don't know if I would say it's easy. I'm curious because the whole thing is it's just a bunch of like witty sayings and funny little things, interesting things from literally the 1700s. And it's interesting to see. This is something he did like every week. He would write to this almanac, which is a calendar basically. An almanac's a calendar, tells you about moon cycles and events for a whole year, right? And every week he would have a little column and he would have these little sayings. I'm curious, do you guys want to hear the kind of interesting, smart, witty knowledge, basically tweets? Do you guys want to hear tweets from the 1700s from one of the founders of America? Who, by the way, Benjamin Franklin invented electricity. He invented a lightning, if I'm not mistaken. Maybe that was Edison. But he was Franklin. Wyatt, last thing, check DMs. I promise it's worth. Okay. Yes, heck yes. Okay, let me check these DMs real quick. Oh, this is what you've been working on. Chat, look at what Nemo's been cooking up. Oh my. Dude, the details. I pray to whoever this is for, these are not modeled, these are textured in, because good Lord, that is incredible detail. But that frightens me. How many pixels that might take. That is so good, bro. Bro, that looks good. Sheesh. A week or two ago, maybe less, he was showing me like the very rough draft of this. This is so good, dude. Oh my God. This is nice. Sheesh. It's crispy in a good way. It is. I want to hear the tweets of MTG not working on Hot Dad VO though. Babe, what does that even mean? It's all textures. Okay, thank God. I figured. If it were me, I wouldn't figure out how to do that in textures, and I would just model all those ridges and bumps. Okay, so let me see, chat. Let's see here. This is Poor Richard's Almanac. Let's see. This is also, I'm kind of curious, because remember I told you in the last couple weeks, I want to include in the next videos some really, I would say whatever the opposite of brain rot is, opposite brain rot memes. Like, if I could just sneak in a couple of these quotes, or like a couple references to poetry, or literally just, if I'm making like a 10-minute video and a few minutes of it is literally just poetic, like literally written as a poem, would it be funny and understandable? It's something I'm curious if people would like. I think it'd be a stupid, hilarious idea. So I kind of want to workshop this with you guys. So let me know when I'm reading. I'm just going to pick a couple random here and let me know if it like makes sense, or if it's like, bro, this is from 300 years ago. I don't know what the hell they're saying, okay? Are you guys interested in that? I guess this really was a containment breach. Wait, say that again. If brain rot was a thing back then, imagine we would be right now. Brain rot was a little bit of a thing. I'm not gonna lie. Some of these are really funny. Okay, let's see. Let me see here. What's a good one? Okay, here's a fun one. This goes for all the ladies out there. Babe, cover your ears. You're not supposed to hear this one. A good wife lost is God's gift lost. That's not like super funny. That's just like wholesome and sweet. Again, these are just things he would write like every week. It'd be another little tiny one of these. And some would be funny, some would be interesting. All right, here's let me try to pick a funny one though. Let's see. It's also kind of hard because I don't have my glasses and I'm blind as hell. Okay. This one's kind of funny, but I'm not going to pick it because it's another wife one. I don't want to do two wife heaters in a row. Can we see a properly rendered 3D model T-pose of 4975? I'm too scared. I don't want to. Oh, you know what? Hold on. There's a really good lawyer joke in the beginning. We could do that. Okay. A countryman between two lawyers is like a fish between two cats. Hey, what are we thinking? What are we thinking, chat? Plus or minus? Wow, is it really that much of a goddamn snoozer? You guys literally died. An SCP in the courtroom? Law by Mike 200 years ago. Peak. Yeah, I think, okay, you know what? Here's a good one. This is a good one. Fish and visitors stink after 3 days. That's good, and that's true. Okay? You guys ever have a friend over for 3 days? You're kind of like, Brandon, this has been a fun Memorial Day weekend, but you need a goddamn leave. I'm tired of you hogging the second screen, okay? That's a good one. That's a heater. If you want to be loved, love and be lovable. Yeah, that's a bar. Come on, the fish one was pretty good. All right. How about, would you wear a fursuit? What happened to the unbridled enthusiasm not 5 minutes ago about these quotes? It seems we have turned heel so quickly. Just a completely... Yo, how's it going, SD? Well done is better than well said. Okay, that's a bar, though. Well done is better than well said? Oh, come on, dude. Like, forget about it. That's just good advice. Wise men learn by others' harms, fools by their own.
Sup, Wyatt. Good to see we're back on the archaic routers today.
Thank you, Lewis. Appreciate the 5 pence. Thank you. They're £5 sterling. Come on, that's pretty good. That also comes with a little. It comes with a little picture there too. I like that. He doodled from time to time. Wise men learn by others' harms, fools by their own. Come on, dude. That's actually true. These are good, dude. These are good, bro. There's oh man, the finance ones are really good, but they're all using literally 300-year-old like British American colonial currency, so it's just not even going to register for some people. Let's see. What's another? Oh, you want to know something very interesting, chat? Something I learned from this and from learning a lot of history. Have you guys ever been like wanting to achieve your dreams and do everything you want to do in life, but you just can't, and you lack the motivation and discipline to do it? Has anyone here ever suffered from a lack of motivation or discipline? I know that's kind of a rare trait. Most people completely just lock in whenever they need to, 24/7, dream machine factors. But I know few people, it's difficult to lock in, right? I do, yeah, just a couple. Yeah, for sure. I learned there's good news and bad news, chat. The good news, well, let's start with the bad news first. The bad news is there's no real solution anyone has to motivation, I've found, or discipline. There's no perfect solution for it. But the good news is they've been dealing with this for at least 300 years. So take some solace in knowing literally everyone has had trouble with discipline. And there's so many heaters about being disciplined and like being motivated in this. It's like Benjamin Franklin probably wrote more about discipline than Andrew Tate. I'm not going to lie. He said, this is one. Caesar did not merit the triumphal car more than he that conquers himself. So that one's got a lot of references. So the triumphal car, that's just like a really big parade or celebration. Caesar, of course, the guy that did a lot, conquered like the world, right? That man achieved his dreams, you could say. But he's saying Caesar did not merit the triumphal car more than he that conquers himself. Up, sluggard, and waste not life. In the grave will be sleeping enough. Ooh, that's a bar, dude. That's a bar. There are no fools so troublesome as those that have wit. Come on, that's a bar. That's a bar right there. This quote is confusing, but took me a second to understand. Men and melons are hard to know. Well, because you don't know if a melon is rotten inside? There was one I read earlier. I can't remember exactly what it was. But Joshua Gamer, thanks for the 99-cent super chat. You didn't say anything in the super chat, but I appreciate it. Thank you very much. Thanks for the incredible billion freedom dollars. I'm looking for a quote here. There's one I don't think I could find, but it was something. Oh, you know what? Oh, the best ones are the ones that are literally like one line. These are heaters. All right. First of all, one should be worried about young doctors and old barbers. That's a bar. That's a heater, and that's funny. Okay. Make haste slowly. Okay. Make haste slowly. Okay, I'll take it. I'll take it, Benjamin Franklin. Light gains heavy purses. Okay. Okay. That's a low-key fire. That's that one. If you're a shopkeeper, probably goes hard. Again, the assumption is like a lot of frontiersmen, a lot of farmers, a lot of shopkeepers, a lot of city folk, a lot of country bumpkins. They all read this. So there's a lot of different advice for different types of people. What that's saying, light gains heavy purses, is saying if you don't expect much in return, like if you're selling something for a little bit more than you bought it for instead of a lot more, then you get way more traffic and you end up getting a lot of money in your purse, because they didn't have Fortnite V-Bucks cards back in the day. That wasn't quite there yet. They had just like sacks of coins, right? So light gains, heavy purses. That means don't try to get really big, large sums of return, but a lot of many little ones, and you get a lot of money. Anyway, changing countries or beds cures neither a bad manager nor a fever. Ooh. That's a bar, considering this guy, like 30 years later, literally rebelled against a fucking empire. Dang it, now I don't want to live in 1776. Well, don't worry. Fortnite was like a little bit after they invented America. It's saying both have a very complex layers and difficult to understand fully. Isn't that the onions thing from Shrek? Why do they test for humans to set you free? Free? Once men turned their thinking over to machines in the hopes that this could set them free, but that only permitted other men with machines to enslave them. Bars, that's true. That's from Dune. It's kind of like the onions have layers one. Okay, fair enough. There's another one that was like the test of gold is fire. The test of a woman, gold. The test of a man, a woman. That's basically what it was. I couldn't find it, but I saw it earlier today and I really liked it. Ooh, Chad, here's a bar. This is a good one. Observe all men, thyself most. Ooh, damn, son. Damn, son. Okay. Did they have ye old SCP Foundation in the 1700s? They did, actually. It's a long story, but Benjamin Franklin was a little bit of an SCP himself, if you don't think about it. Eat to please thyself, but dress to please others. Stop being ugly, you ugly fucks. All right. What do we think? Do we want to move on to Blender, or do we want a couple more heaters here? Fear to do ill, and you need fear not else. Ooh, okay. Fear to do ill, and you need fear not else. So basically saying the only thing you gotta fear is doing bad unto other people. And if that's the only thing you worry about in life, then you don't have to worry about anything else. That's kind of a bar. He that falls in love with himself will have no rivals. That's kind of funny. All right, I'll leave it up to you, chat. Do we want a couple more 1700s bangers, or do we want to do Blender? Oh, damn. This was a bit of a bar. Hold on. All right, we'll do Blender. This is another Andrew Tate level one. Who is strong, chat? Chat, who is strong? He that can conquer his bad habits. Damn, son. Damn. Industry, perseverance, and frugality make fortune yield. Frugality is like not throwing money around. Dine with little, sup with less, do better still, sleep supper less. That's pretty good. That's a good bar. Dinner back in the day was lunch. Supper was dinner time. So eat a little bit at dinner, less at... Okay, eat a little bit at lunch, even less at dinner, and you do well. But then even better, don't eat anything all at dinner. I didn't even get that. I'm going to be honest. I have to look that one up a little bit. I don't know. I don't know if it's like you guys are fat or if that's like a moral thing, and that goes above my head because it's 1700s diction. Okay, this is pretty good. Clean your finger before you point at my spots. I like that one. Not gonna lie. What is Benjamin Franklin ye and or anonymous property? I don't know what that means. Do they have Benjamin Franklin in Fortnite, chat? Do they have the founding fathers in Fortnite or no? I'm going to start using that from now on. It's a banger, isn't it? Clean your finger before you point at my spots. That's a banger, dude. Okay. I think let me find one more and then we'll jump on a blender. That's a good one. That's a good one. Okay. 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 This is just funny. A light purse is a heavy curse. He's just like, damn, bros, sucks to be poor, dude. Sheesh. God damn, brother. Sucks to be poor. He's a fool that cannot conceal his wisdom. Ooh, okay. 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 You know, oh, damn. Okay, chat. This is the last one. I'm gonna say it, and this is gonna be my test. I told you guys I'm doing this sort of to test. I'm gonna say this, and then I want you to be completely truthful. Give me a 1 or a 2 in chat. 1, if you get it, or 2, if you're like, I don't know what this means, okay? What is Benjamin Franklin's anonymous property in ye old America? Oh, SCP reference. He's fat. I don't know. Let me think for a little bit about SCP Benjamin Franklin crossover, and then I'll get back to you. You look tired. I just absolutely blasted ass at the gym. I am ready for a gamer nap that I'm not going to be allowed to take for another few hours. I thought this was going to be interesting, but then it was just real as hell. God heals and the doctor takes the fees. There's some bangers like that in there. Are we still talking about the inventor of electricity? Yeah. Let me just double check that. I want to make sure I'm not fucking... It was Franklin that did the key and the kite, right? My brain is a little bit turned off right now. Yeah, it was Franklin. That's what I thought. For some reason earlier, I double count, like I second guessed myself and thought Edison, but I realized Benjamin Franklin's just a unit. He's actually probably one of my favorite people. Okay, chat. Hold on. We need some good music for this. I'm going to lay down this bar for you, and then I need you to be 100% honest. Give me a 1 in the chat if you get it, and then a 2 in the chat if you don't. This is not to flex, okay? I just want to know, in general, if heaters like this, if people will get it, or if we are so brain rotten as a society, we can't grasp it. You know what I mean? I like George Washing Machine. George was a beast. I'll talk about him later. Okay, this is the A game, chat. Here's the bar. Again, 1 in the chat if it makes sense, 2 in the chat if you're like, what? Okay? Write inquiries in dust, benefits in marble. Give it a few moments. Write inquiries in dust, benefits in marble. What are we thinking? 1 if you get it, 2 if you're like, why wouldn't I use a piece of paper? Marble, that seems annoying. Why not just write? Why not just text it? 2, 1. Be honest with me. Be honest with me. I need to know where we're at. Write inquiries in dust, benefits in marble. You know what? This could be a little bit tricky, and I could see why. Maybe 1. That's a slow burn, not gonna lie. Write inquiries in dust, benefits in marble. So he's saying, when asking questions about someone, write it in dust, as in make it temporary. Don't care about it for too long. But when talking about someone, put it in marble. Marble lasts forever. When you etch something in marble, that lasts forever. Inquiries, questions, concerns, considerations. I think there's a sort of archaic definition to the word inquiry, which means like to criticize or to ask like a snide question. But it's basically saying when it comes to like trying to shit talk someone, don't. And instead write benefits in marbles, like let it last a long time. Yeah, I mean, listen, don't worry about it. Wait, that's so good. What the fuck? It's a banger. It's a banger. Okay, that's a good one. See, I would have loved to put that in a video, but I'm afraid if I put heaters like that in videos, people's eyes are just kind of gonna fog over and it's not gonna hit, and they'll just be like, what? I don't speak English, maybe that's why. Yeah, that's another thing. And this is hardly even English. This is 300-year-old English. So there's like a whole nother layer of, like, you know, distance between understanding. I think the first part's trying to say that inquiries in dust to easily be wiped away and forgotten. Yeah, exactly. That's better. That's a better way of putting it than how I said it. The idea is that you forget about them, you wipe them away easily, and then when you talk about benefits, when you talk about anything good, you put it in stone. Let's see. Let me see if I could do one more. Oh, okay. No, I'm sorry. I said that was the last one. We're going to do one more because I think this one is... It's not tricky grammatically. And I want to see if you guys... If this is like an easy one, okay? I promise one more and then we'll get to Blender. It's the English we made up here in the UK, which is why it sucks. Yeah, how's it going, Greenlight? We reading novels now, huh? We're reading literally good advice from Benjamin Franklin, one of the guys that invented America, okay? Okay, this is another fire one. I read this earlier today, and I was like, damn, bro. Damn. This is straight up, unironically, if you want to be a streamer, this is a quote for you, okay? Now, again, tell me one in the chat. I'm gonna give you guys this banger. Tell me one in the chat if you understand it, or two in the chat if you're like, huh? All right, I just want to know, again, it's not for gloating. I just want to see where we're at in terms of what I can put in a YouTube video if people are going to get it or if they're going to be confused as hell, okay? So here's the bar. Better slip with foot than tongue. Give it a second. Better slip with foot than tongue. It's a little bit tricky grammatically, but what does it mean to slip with a tongue? Yeah. That's a good one, isn't it? Better to slip with the foot. There, everyone gets it. Okay, good. See, that's a good one too, isn't it? That's a good one, especially for streamers. It's better to fall on your ass than to say something stupid. Ain't that fucking true, chat? You better, if you had a choice, you better trip and look like an idiot than say something stupid. You better do something stupid than say something stupid. How long you been streaming for? I just started. I mean, seriously streaming? Never. Ironically streaming, it's been what? 3 years? I don't like thinking about it. It ages me. All right, I think that's good. I think that's good. I think we'll leave it there. Oh, fuck, that's another good one. No, okay, I'm sorry. We gotta get to Blender. We gotta get to Blender. Let me just turn the page. If there's one heater, we'll do it. If not, oh, that's a good one. Oh, that's a good one. Okay. 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 Okay, this is a good one. I'm just gonna do this. This one you guys are gonna get. This is just good advice for you guys to, like, take this advice literally right now. This is going to be back to back, okay? You may delay, but time will not. Lost time is never found again. Ooh. I'm sorry, Chad. That's just true. That's just one of those things that's just true, okay? Listen, you could blame me. You could blame me for saying the words, but it's just truth. I'm sorry. You may delay, but time will not. Lost time is never found again. Ooh. 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 Damn. All right, I think we're done. That's another lawyer joke. All right. You know what? Kanye West stole this one. He does not possess wealth. It possesses him. Oh, damn. Money isn't the solution to every problem in life, but when you're poor, it is. That's a quote from Kanye West. He does not possess wealth; it possesses him. Banger, brother. It's a little bit different, but that's a banger one. That's a banger one. Many have quarreled about religion that never practiced it. Haste makes waste. Remember, chat. Move hastily, slowly. Success has ruined many a man. Chat, have I fucking seen that? Success has ruined many a man. God damn. All right, we're done. That's a good one. Okay, we're done. Ah, too many bangers, chat. Okay, one more, fine. One more, and then we're 100% done. That works so well for this generation, holy. That's what I'm saying, brother. That is what I'm saying. There are so many of these bangers that are just straight up timeless. God damn. One more. Let me do a really good one-liner. Oh, that's a pretty common one though. I'm gonna say that. It's true, but you guys have heard that one before. Oh, this is a good one. He that can have patience can have what he will. That's a simple one, but again, 300 years ago, the same thing. Be disciplined, be patient, be productive, don't waste time. Hundreds of years. It's good news and bad news. The bad news, no one seems to have a perfect solution. The good news, we've been suffering with procrastination for hundreds of years, bro. People who literally, if they didn't do their work, would die of hunger, still procrastinated. So, feel bad. Do feel bad about not achieving what you want to. But, also, just remember, the fucking founding fathers also talked about that shit. Okay. Let's do a little bit of Blender, shall we, chat? What are we thinking? Hurried work is worried work. Yeah, I think that's in that book too. A job not well done is not a job well done. Yep, that's a banger. Well done. Well done is twice done. That's in the book. Well done is twice done, and then there's another one. Oh yeah, well done is better than well said. We read that earlier. What's the motive for Blender today, King? I am happy you asked. So, the VR headset behind me was used yesterday to record a quick 10-second Blender, not a Blender animation, a mocap animation. And I want to see, I was testing it a little bit, but I want to see if we can get a little bit of mocap going in here. import BVH. I want to see if we can work a little bit of magic here and get a little bit of mocap going. What are you gamers thinking? Have you played Lab Rat yet? No. I played it for like 10 seconds just to test to see if it worked on my headset properly. And I've not played it though. I want to play it on stream. Joy shared is joy doubled. Sadness shared is sadness halved. Yep, that's another banger. That is a banger, banger, banger. I don't even know what I don't know anything about Blender. I only do Python. Well, luckily for you, every add-on in Blender is programmed in Python, and Blender has an extensive Python API, so you could learn some cool things in Blender with Python. Let me check something. So we're going to scale FPS here. We're going to update scene FPS. No, not scale FPS. Update scene FPS and update scene duration. Forward is the... Let's see, up is going to be the Z up. Forward is the Y forward. And can I do this as well? Oh, I can. Perfect. Oh, sheesh. Excellent, excellent. So this is just an animation I made in Blender. I keep saying Blender. In a mocap software, literally just using a Valve Index and a bunch of little sensors I had connected to me. And this is going to be raw data. I whipped it up together really quickly. I want to see how well we could clean up motion capture data and how well we could map it on to an existing character. And we're just going to do that today a little bit. It's not going to be super crazy, but depending on how fast we move, we might be able to get something done. So this is it here, it looks like. And we got, yeah, 602 right here. That's good. Let's see what we got. So this is what the animation looks like. A little bit of hand movement. Pretty good. We got a stutter right there in that hand. You could see I do the animation a couple times. The fingers spaz out a little bit. And it T-poses for a frame. That's what you saw there. So we want to clean up that right there. And then in general, we're going to be cleaning up a little bit of other stuff. But this is what the raw data looks like. That looks really natural, dude. Well... I mean, it should. I spent about $2,000 making this mocap suit. I'm not even going to lie. I spent $1,000 on the headset, and then I bought, let's see. I have these, they're called Vive trackers. I've got one on my waist. I've got 2 on my elbows and 2 on my feet. And they're like, let me see how much they cost real quick. Hold on. All right. HTC Vive tracker price. Amazon. Granted, also these went down probably in price the last few years. Yeah, but about 150 for one. So times 5 is what, 750? So only, well, plus tax, like 1,800 bucks, I think. Oh, you know what? I bought straps as well. Those things are actually really expensive, like ridiculously expensive. I had to buy feet straps, waist straps. Yeah, another 30 bucks just for 2 straps in the waist. And then I had to get like 2 more straps. I would say about $2,000 in total for this mocap set. And even still, there's a little bit of jitter, you know? But it does look pretty good, not gonna lie. It'd be super cool to make an SCP game using those. Honestly, I would, if I could do it again, I would save another $1,000 and I'd get a Rococo mocap set for $3,000 because you guys could tell here, the mocap software is really good, but you can notice this right here. If you're not used to like mocap data or skeletons or whatever, these are bones, right? So this is a bone. This is the leg bone. That's the knee bone. This is the foot. And these weird things, these are the toes. They just extend a little bit, but don't worry about it. You could tell the body, I only have 1 spine bone. Now, if you know anything about spines, there's more than 1 bone in the spine. And that's just because I don't have a tracker for the chest yet. I don't think I will get one. I think I'm just going to save up and get a mocap suit. But normally you would have at least 1 other bone in here. And I predict when we move this over to a character, you're kind of going to see what that looks like a bit. There is a solution around it though, but you know, even if you spend a lot of money homebrewing stuff, there's only so much you could do. The fingers do look really good though. There's a bit of jitter, but there's a lot we could clean up on that. Have you ever done 2D animation? No, I don't even do 3D animation. If it were not for the fact that I can use mocap, I would not use 3D animation. I'm not an animator. I am a fraud and a cheat. I am a schemer, a conniver. And let's see here. Here's what I'm thinking, chat. We want my assets. We have the option of the little mobile task force unit character that I use in the videos, this guy right here. We could use him for the mocap, or if you guys really want, I don't know how good this is gonna look, but for containment breach, I do have, I think 035 I could use. 096, the appendages would be way too off. Theoretically, I could do 173, but he won't have any finger bones. And I think we might be able to do 106. But these are like kind of experimental rigs. Let me actually check this. Okay, he does have fingers. I could get 106 to do this animation. Let me check. I could have, yeah, he does have fingies as well. I could have 096 do it, but his arms are gonna be really weird. 6.7 me in Blender for real. Is your current mocap rig custom? You might have get a profit if you sold it. It is custom, yeah. It's literally, I'll show it to you again. It's a headset. It's the wands. It's just the wands. And then a bunch of vibe trackers. A bunch of them. Just all wired up and shit. And then, of course, on my body, they're not wired up. They're just charging. They're just in a big lump charging, right? And then also, okay, this is another thing you can't see. This right here, for each vibe tracker, so I have, what, 5 of these. This right here has to be plugged into my computer using USB. Now, you might be doing the math and you might be going, wow, 5 USBs for 5 trackers, that won't work on any computer, and it doesn't. I can't show it to you, but I have another USB hub. I think I might have paid like 80 bucks for this because it has to be USB 3, and this is a 7-port USB 3 hub for a computer, so I can right now put 2 more trackers. If I get a chest tracker.
Sorry, not sorry.
If I get a chest tracker, or maybe instead I get some knee trackers, I could put it on and then I'm completely maxed out. I totally forgot about the tracker. Thank you, Goblin, for the incredible tier 1, by the way. What is this music we're listening to? Could we move it a little bit? There we go. Anyway, most scuff setup possible. It is, bro. And I'm not going to lie, chat. It's the reason I haven't done mocap in the last year. That thing, also, I need contacts to use it. And I finally got some contacts, and I can use it now. It's, man, it is a thing, dude. Hubert isn't here, so I'll stick around. Thanks, Goblin. Okay, if no one objects, I think we're just gonna test this with our little NTF guy right here, who currently has every single layer of equipment on him, which is definitely not what he's supposed to do, but that's fine. Excuse me, clear location, hello? Clear location, hello? Hello, clear location. Select objects, clear location. Location not cleared, hello? Is this... Hold on. I need to do it in here, right? How come I can't clear that normally? That's so weird. Okay, sorry. That's just a Blender thing. We're going to ignore that. Okay, so now you guys can't really see these menus, but that's fine. We don't have to worry about it right now. So we got this mocap animation here, and we're going to map it onto our guy right here. And later we'll worry about cleaning up all these meshes, but right now we just get to see him in all of his equipment-y glory. Everything's clipping into each other. We'll keep the solid view for now. Actually, we'll do material view. And we're going to go to... Whoops, didn't want to do that. What is this, like, jazz music we're listening to, chat? What is happening? I mean, I guess I'm not upset, but I'm just confused. Remap source armature, we're going to have this bad boy here. Target armature, we're going to have this bad boy here. And then auto scale, we need to do that so that the bones, as best they can, line up to each other. I'm also going to clear that. His position is cleared. Okay, good. And then we're going to build a bone list. Now, I'm not going to get too technical into this, but basically this just matches each bone to a bone in this guy. So whenever the arms move, his arms will move. And normally the auto bone builder doesn't work perfectly. Yeah, there's some really weird things here. So I do have a preset for this I made earlier. And hopefully this works for mocap fusion. And we've got hips set as root. Okay, good. And then this is IK. So what we're going to do is redefine rest poses right now. And, oh, you know what we need to do? Actually, cancel this for now. Let's do in front. There we go. Okay, so now we do redefine rest poses, and we could see him pretty easily. We're going to select his arms here. We are going to copy selected bone rotation. Basically, in animation, there's a thing called a rest pose, which is the default assumed position of any rig or any skeleton, any model. And you could see earlier, his rest pose is a T-pose, right? He's T-posing hard. Our guy here is not T-posing. He's doing what's called a modified A-pose. Normally, an A-pose is when your hands are down at 45 degrees. Now, all of these limbs, his, like, the forearms here are also at, like, a weird 45 degrees, and his fingers aren't straight. Ignore the clipping. They're also curled a little bit. So, luckily, due to sheer magic, we can select all the bones in the source armature and copy the rotation of the target. So, basically, actually, I'll show you what happens when we don't do that. If we don't target, if we don't change the starting rotation of stuff, then when we bind the animation, which means copy it over, the arms are going to be really wonky. You could see the arms are really weird because they started here when they should have started here. So everything wasn't compensated for, and his arms have moved inside of his body. Long story short, lot of technobabble. All we have to do is select all the arms, including the shoulders a bit too. I don't think that's 100% necessary, but it is what it is. Then we apply it, and then it's literally that simple. Then we bind, and theoretically, let's look at this animation, chat. Okay, he's doing a Michael Jackson lean. That's actually called monkey butt. That's a normal thing in mocap. This is super slow motion. Let's drop frames. That's fine. Okay. Okay. There's the arm glitch. We could fix that up, chat. Come on, man. That's not bad. That's not bad, chat. Look at that movement. The feet, it looks good. What are we thinking? It's very Russian Badger-like. Well, I mean, he uses a mocap suit also. His mocap situation happens to be about 15 times as expensive as mine. But yeah, you know. Blender's just fantastic that you could do all this with a few clicks. A few clicks and a few $100. Actually, ARP is only like $40. But yeah, it's quite a bit of plugins go into this. You bringing back animations? No, definitely not. Don't get your hopes up. Don't think we're doing anything. Don't you worry. Don't you worry, chat. Okay, so I think this animation looks good. Whoops, there we go. So that was binding the animation, which is just like testing it. We haven't actually signed the animation yet, which we're going to do now because basically the rotation looks good. Actually, we're going to look at it one more time. The rotation looks good. It looks like all the right limbs are moving. There's, you can't see it too well. There's a little bit of sliding on the feet, but that's just because of the mocap data. You could see the feet themselves in the original mocap data. Wait, do they also slide? Hey everyone, Mad Season here. Yeah, they slide a little bit. So it's basically paired up with the mocap data as best as possible. The correct bones seem to be animating the right thing. The head's moving wonderfully. The fingers as well look really good. Again, ignore the clipping. Yeah, that I'm thinking that looks good. So we're gonna unbind it, and then now we are going to go down here, and we are gonna go back up here. And we are going to retarget. That's the button. Retarget. And then boom. And then we wait. And there we go. And we can hide the original animation. And there we go. This animation is now on the guy. And with a different tool, a different plugin called Animation Layers, we're going to fix up the arm glitch. And we're going to fix up the monkey butt posture. Which monkey butt, you get that from my understanding. That's an industry standard. Literally, Marvel movies have to deal with it. It's just a weird thing with the way motion capture trackers are rotated in 3D space sometimes. Actually, literally all the time. That's fine. And we can fix that pretty easily. And then with the arm, that's what's going to be tricky. In Source Filmmaker, I can fix this incredibly easily. With Blender, I'm not sure and I'm kind of worried. So we got the main motion, and then the fingers spaz out a little bit too later on. But if we can fix the arm, we could fix the fingers easy peasy. So you're just doing this for no reason. Yeah. Don't you worry. Literally no reason. Are you self-taught? I mean, as self as possible. I watch YouTube videos and read documentation, but I didn't go to college for Blender shitposts, if that's what you're asking. Yo, what up, money? If you're making an SCP short, what kind of thing are you going to talk about? We're going to talk about Benjamin Franklin and the fall of American culture. You know what? I think now's a good time. We'll go through and do this. Let's see. Let me just clean this up a little bit, chat. Go through here. Let's turn off... No, not helmet. No, Lord. That we keep up. That we keep there. Goggles we turn off. Gas mask. Headset. There we go. Hey, look at that, chat. Our guy's peeking through a little bit. Okay. Belt. That's fine. Chest. All the gear except for one is disabled. There we go. Hey, okay. He's coming through a little bit. He's looking good. We fix up the thighs right there as well. Let's do the legs too. There we go. Now the sleeves we have rolled down. So we disable rolled up. We go to gloves. And we disable, let's see, base gloves and Oakleys. Yeah, we keep these. And we keep the watch. Okay, so we don't touch the gloves. We remove no gloves, though. There we go. Okay. And then, I think that's it. That's our boy, chat. Look at him. That's our boy. That's my son. That's my boy. He's animated. I love how much personality the silly MTF guy has. I do, too. I love him. The one thing about this, when I ported him from Source Filmmaker to Blender, the tool I used couldn't port the eyeball movement. So right now, there's no way to move his eyes looking left to right. And that might sound really small, like you don't even notice it, especially because he has these glasses. But I can promise you, you will notice it in animations. So, again, I'm definitely not bringing back the animations. But if and when I do, I need to fix that. I need to figure out how to homebrew being able to move his eyes to however I want to. And that is usually done manually in all the Source Filmmaker videos. Whenever a character's eyes moves, I can't really mocap that. I just do that. It's pretty simple, though. Okay, so let's fix monkey butt, and then let us fix the arm. So what we're doing right now is we've got this tool called Animation Layers. It's a plugin. And you can see we've got the base layer right here, which is all these. Let me move this over right here. Let's take this. There we go. You can see all these here. These are what are called keyframes. This is every frame, everything moves a little bit, right? So this base layer has all the keyframes. And then we have another layer. We're going to rename this to monkey fix, or let's do monkey adjust. There we go. And basically all this is going to be is us making some small tweaks to a couple bones, and then it'll basically completely get rid of monkey butt. Make him hit the gritty. I could do that, actually. Will you contain all SCPs soon or not? I haven't watched you in a while, so I forgot if you did. I think we have all contain all SCPs up. The next video that's going to come out, which is definitely 100% going to come out, don't you worry, is Keter all achievements run. Okay, so with the monkey adjust, whoops, there we go. We're going to go to pose mode, and it's mainly this bone here. Excuse you. It's mainly this bone here. We bring it up a bit. We're going to add a keyframe. And then, see, with Source Filmmaker, we're going to do the head as well. Oh, actually, in front. There we go. With Source Filmmaker, I'd have to redo this every time, and I couldn't save presets for the monkey adjust. So I do it every time on every animation. It would take so much time, but I'm thinking with Blender, there are presets I can make, so I don't even, what we're doing right now with this adjust, I won't even need to do it. I'll just do 1 or 2 clicks, and then I'll have it. So there we go, just like that. Perfect. Literally perfect. I could maybe move the head down just a little bit. Let's see here. We'll move it down just a tad and see how that looks. Perfect, chat. I had no idea SFM had mocap. Oh, it doesn't. I had to port it from Blender to Source Filmmaker and then do all the animation cleanup in Source Filmmaker. It doesn't. It does not. What happens if he's too British to have a FP? I don't know what that means. What do we think about this though, chat? Aside from the arm spaz, I think this is pretty good. Again, you could really see when we have the model, he's got one bone. You could see there's more spine bones here, but they literally don't move. He just has this one bone that's animated. If we click here, this one bone's animated. This one has no keyframes at all. Because our original mocap data had no bones there. So this one also doesn't, but this one does right here. If I had a good mocap suit, it would look like I didn't have a stick up my butt the whole time. Make him doing a woo. Well, I'd have to go back into the mocap suit for that. There's also a couple things I noticed with this model. Maybe the arms are kind of going in a bit too much. We might want to fix it. But look at that, chat. Look how good that looks. Let me just select this. Let's go back into object mode. Select this so we could rotate around him. Look at how nice that pose looks. If you did regular, like, handmade animation, it would take a while to do this. But this looks so natural because it is natural. And again, you could tell. Look at where he's looking. His eyes are looking off into the void. But his body language says we're right here. But if you really zoom in at his eyes, he's kind of like looking past you a little bit, right? So it also doesn't help that he has very dead looking eyes. But anyway, that's something for me to fix. Again, that's the whole eyeball fix I need to do. So with this arm thing, what I'm thinking, I don't think I can do normally. Yeah, I think I have to just adjust the base animation, unfortunately. So basically in Blender, there's a really popular thing called non-destructive changes, where you make a change to something, but you're like adding it on top of a base thing like what we have here. We've got the base animation. I could get rid of the monkey adjust, and it's as if we never did it, right? If I wanted to, I could get rid of it. I could temporarily delete it, or I could show only the adjustment, only that one thing, right? This is called non-destructive changes. This is like everywhere in Blender as much as possible. When you're making particles, you're making models, you want to be able to add on to stuff without permanently like destroying. It's called a destructive change. Even if you're not removing something, you're doing something you can't easily undo. The fix I want to do, I think we have to do destructive changes because we have to get into the graph editor, and it's got to be in this base layer here, unfortunately. And the reason I say that, you could see right here, it looks a bit noisy, but this bone we have right here. These are the rotations it's doing throughout the whole animation, and you could tell right here, this very interesting spike is where it twitches. It goes right there. Everything else, it's usually fairly smooth. And you know what? Actually, here's what I'm going to do. I like to do this. This might fix a lot. I select every bone, all the keyframes, everything selected, and I'm going to smooth it out a little bit using what's called Legacy Smooth. Source Filmmaker has a slightly different smoothing algorithm. We're going to see what this does, though. Hold on. Yeah, so we still have the twitch. It's very imperceptible, but the animation is a little bit more smooth. You guys actually might be able to notice it. The animation feels a bit more connected throughout the whole thing. Just joined what's happening. We're doing some mocap stuff with Blender. The graph editor. Can you add a noise mod to the whole thing for my amusement? I mean, I could. Let's just do the whole thing. Noise. Perfect. But anyway, you guys saw the change we made. We smoothed it out. Again, you can't even really see it that well. But the change we made was destructive, as in we made a change. It even smoothed out the glitch a little bit. That's so funny. The change we made, we can't easily undo that unless we did like Control-C or Control-Z or backspace, right? But later down the line, there's no way to undo that. So that's called a destructive change. For touch-ups like this, I honestly don't think it's that much of a problem. Anyway, we're going to do, for this butter smooth, let's see. Actually, let's see what Gaussian looks like. No, we might do... Oh, you know what? Let me try this. Key. And we do... Ease blend. Oh, that's exactly what I want. Oh, wait, can I do fall off as well? What is this? Pivot point. Show hidden. I don't think I could do 3D cursor, pivot point. Oh, here it is. Oh, this is excellent. Proportional fall off. Okay, I'm gonna check something here, chat. It was ease, right? Yeah, blend ease. Okay. I don't think that changes anything. Let me check right here. I'm just gonna change actually one frame. This is a little test I want to do actually. And then we do ease. Is that changing anything else? It looks like it's just that one frame. What if we increase the proportion size to like a lot? Ease. It still just changes that one frame. Damn, that's a shame. So proportional fall off, you guys don't have to worry about that, but that just means a selection of frames you affect, instead of just being a binary, it affects these frames and no other frames. It'll kind of gradually apply the effect, so it's a little bit more smooth. That's fine for us. I don't think it'll matter too much because on these adjustments, all we're doing is like getting motion to be 0. So you can see right there, we still have some other bones. In fact, what we could actually do, instead of doing that, we select this bone here, that bone, and then also probably the hand bone. And now we have our graph editors much more crazy, but we could select all of these. We'll do all of these like that. And then we'll do an ease. And we'll basically do as much as possible. Still have a little bit of motion in there. Make it still look fine. And now... Oh, that's beautiful. That is beautiful. We've completely removed it, chat. We have completely removed it. It looks so good. Oh my god, dude. Holy sheesh. That is actually incredible. Again, it sucks that this is a destructive change, so we can't easily enable and disable it to see the before and after, but look at that. Is that not insane? Are you doing this for your first ever new YouTube animation in over a year? Officially speaking, no. Unofficially speaking, you didn't hear it from me. Look at that, though. That is beautiful. That is just downright beautiful. Holy moly. There's still a bit of the thumb twitch. Yeah, the thumb twitch, I noticed, occurred on a bit of a different frame. So we'll edit that. We just didn't select the thumb bones. But yeah, you can see there's that twitch right there. And it looks like it's just those bones being affected. So that's good. So we select this right here. We do the same thing. And then we'll see what this looks like. Boom. Beautiful. Also, that Gaussian blur earlier. So you can see right here, these changes in elevation are when the thumb goes from kind of in to out. You see it moves out, right? That's this. When we earlier applied the legacy smooth to the whole animation, that smoothed out all these little fingers as well. My motion capture, the hand trackers, they don't really smoothly animate the fingers. So we do this, and it adds a smooth animation for us. I couldn't show you what it looked like before that smooth, but it would just basically, instead of being like that, it would be like that, right? Just a lot faster, but this looks a lot better. You can see it feels pretty good. So anyway, now we got that twitch gone. Let's see what this looks like, chat. Boom, 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 chat. Boom. Oh my god. And I think we have a little bit of a twitch there in the arm. Yeah, we do. We have whoop. You kind of whoop, 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 whoop. Let's fix that real quick, and I think we'll be good. Generally, it's these three bones. And I just know this because I've done this for far too long. It's usually these three culprits. Whenever you see an arm move, it's going to be those three bones. Let's see what happens here. Where is it? We do the point. It's right before that. Boop. Oh yeah, it's this dip right here. So this is where it gets interesting. When you're cleaning up mocap data and you've got a twitch that happens right before a what I would call principal movement or like an intended movement, you could see all this motion right here is what I want. I don't want this motion touched. I just want to clean up this little a dip right here. It's really hard to see on stream maybe. Hopefully you guys can see what I'm looking at. But it's just this dip I want to clean up. So I want to be very specific and go right until there. And then we're only affecting this. Hold on. Interesting. Yeah, you can see there's this motion right here. We don't negatively want to affect. Let's just see what this looks like. Smoothing it out a bit. Let's just do that. Perfect. That's perfect. Also, what am I doing with my fingers? I just noticed that. Do you guys see that? Weird. All right, maybe I'll fix that up later. But this is perfect. Chat, what are we thinking? This looks good, dude. This looks good. Now, also, there is a little bit, you guys can't see it too well, but if we add a floor, hold on. Let's add a little bit of a floor here. And look at his feet. This is actually a bad example because it's just a plain floor. All right, let's just have the grid. So look at his feet right here. You can see they bounce and they move a bunch, right? They're very like boingy, boingy, boingy. Little bit annoying. That is, unfortunately, I don't know how to clean this up easily in Blender. In Source Filmmaker, it is super easy to clean this up. In motion capture, this is a thing called foot locking, where you just make it so your feet don't move when they're on the ground. In Blender, it's a bit tricky, but the solution, I know for sure, there's a solution that works for sure 100%. And then for all other situations, it's going to require a bit of tune-up. But the solution that works, that completely removes this foot bounce, you just have the camera right here. That's it. That's it. Just nice camera angle. If you don't show the feet, the viewer doesn't know the feet are bouncing. And I'm going to tell you guys, chat, in about every single shot, if you look at all my shorts, anytime a character's feet are not on the floor, if you do not physically see the feet on the floor, they're bouncing. They are bouncing like a trampoline, okay? Just to ruin every single thing I've ever made for you guys. There's a reason I don't have a lot of wide shots in my animations, and you actually notice that in a lot of animations. If you look at most animations, very rarely are you going to see a shot with the feet on the floor, because that is always difficult to do. The animation looks so much faster now that its main twitches are mostly fixed. Yeah, I know. Isn't that interesting? It looks really good. But also I think if you select that, yeah, sometimes it could be a little bit weird just on the hardware, and it's so juicy. I want to eat this animation. It's nice, isn't it? It's nice. And all it was the monkey adjust. Oh, chat, I do need to wrap up. The monkey adjust, and then a bit of the twitch fixes. Now there is a different type of fix. Again, this fix here, you could see the arms. You don't notice it in motion, but outside of motion, it's definitely a bit weird. The arms are too tucked in. That will be a whole different thing to fix, because that requires a complete change. It's a long story, but you can't really just rotate the arms out like that a little bit. You could, like just when you've got the T-Rex pose, you rotate it out a little bit and then you unrotate it out. You could do that, but there's a much better way to move out the elbows without also moving out where the hands are. And that's very important sometimes. In animation, physically where your hands are and where your feet are a really, really big deal. And there's a lot that goes into making sure that moving... Let's see, how can I explain this? Moving an animation from one skeleton to another, because bones are always going to be different sizes, the locations of where they are in 3D space are always going to be different. Literally, like in a literal sense, you could see right here the old skeleton. The hands are not physically at the same place, right? The angles are all the same for the bones, but because my hand is bigger, you could see not only is it up further, but it's also out a bit further to the right. You guys see that? The wrist is here on this guy. If we draw a perfect line, which is what, D? Yeah, if we draw a line like that, the hand is also over a bit here. That's because this arm is longer than this arm, and this arm is longer than this arm. So they're going to very slightly push that arm out. And this hand also in the other direction is a little bit longer. So if I had a part of this motion where the skeleton clapped, these two hands for our guy actually would only probably go about here, because again, the arms are too big, right? There's a fix around it. It's a whole different thing. And it's the same basic idea for the feet, because they're also another appendage. That's a whole different thing to get into, though. We're not going to cover that right now. But we have to change the skeleton from what's called a forward kinematic skeleton, where bones affect each other, go from inside to outside, to what's called inverse kinematic, where like the main interesting main characters of the skeleton are the hands and the feet, and everything else is like a byproduct of that. It's really kind of interesting. It's called inverse kinematics. So you're inverting who the main character is. So again, it's a long story, but yeah, that's basically what it is. I think that's about it. I think we're kind of done. Why do these twitches happen? So it's just because the mocap data, the way my room is set up, it's using a Valve headset, and you can't see it, but if you've ever used a Valve Index, there's sensors you have on the walls, and then also I have these little sensors for the regular trackers. And basically just what happens is I'll be doing an animation, and one tracker goes a little bit schizo, and it thinks that for a second it's like up here and then it's back down here, literally just for like 1 second, but that's enough to like cause the jitter, right? Now there's ways to fix that, and I think the reason I had that jitter, most of my animations don't even have jitter that bad. I think unironically it's because I have that TV right there, and I noticed when doing motion capture stuff with a lot of different sensors, if you have reflective surfaces, I have a mirror right there in my bathroom, and if my door is open, that tracker, or the tower it's called, it will read through the reflection where the sensors are sometimes and completely mess things up. And I think it read some sensor data that, like, because it's, I don't know, it's IF or like weird radiation fucking kills my brain cells. It bounces everywhere, right? So I think it literally bounced off the TV a little bit and it goes into the sensor, and every now and then a sensor just kind of jitters. And I probably just have to cover that up with a blanket. Otherwise, I just clean up mocap data, which is pretty simple. But long story short, that's why the twitches happen. Sometimes the sensors get a bit funky. And I like to, if I do notice that, I can see that when I'm doing the motion capture. I can see it, so usually I'll like do the animation again just to be safe. But I could also usually clean it up pretty easily. I should be in your next short, parentheses, no like my channel, but like SCP-999. I'm gonna peel that plastic off the TV. No, I don't want to do it until we move, babe. Trust me, okay? Anyway, chat, we're gonna be wrapping up the stream right now. I hope you all enjoyed the quotes and interesting Blender stream. I gotta run. I'm so sweaty. I just showered. Babe, I don't want to shower again, but I kind of need to. Why is the chat glitching out? Oh, it's because the chat's different on this window. Okay, that's fine. Anyway, gamers, I gotta run away to get some food with Hot Dad and enjoy the weekend. Take care. Jump into the Discord if you haven't already. !Discord in the chat. I'll be streaming again, I think on Monday. I do have some actual interesting stuff to go over and show you guys. I'm pretty stoked for it. I hope you all had the time of your life. I did. Take it easy. Have a good night. I love you all. Adios, amigos. Arrivederci. And, yeah. I think that's about it. Bogos Minted.